Good morning, everybody. Taking a little diversion this morning. I'm going to do some more watercolor pencil work. I had drawn up this swamp thing, and I'm going to color it for you. Stick around. So, I'm a big enough fan of Swamp Thing. Big fan of the visuals of Swamp Thing, anyways. The character too. If you don't know who the character is, he's kind of like the ultimate environmental activist. He is a representation of the green, as they say, everything that's plant life on the planet, and he lives in a swamp. Tragic story, but a great story. I mean, and it's a great character. He can just basically grow plants at a rapid rate, and then he feels their pain and the pain of the whole environment. What's great about him visually is a lot of green, and I happen to have in my Derwent set lots of different options for green. Right, all these over here, so I can put them all together actually. But there are spots where there's going to be color, right, in the flowers and on the cardinal on his shoulder. So it should be fun to do. I'm not going to bore you with talking the entire way through this, but thought you'd like to stick around and see the whole thing. Make sure that I stay in focus, because that's the trick really with this. There we go. Alright, I'm going to come in a little closer and keep your attention. Now again, I start with the undercolor, so using my reds, I'm going to go in every place that's kind of dark, and again, the undercolor is a complementary color of what's going to go over it. So you'll see me do that for 10 miles back and forth to make sure that I've got enough of the complement in there. And then I'll go over it with the actual the surface color. Anyway, stick around. I'll won't bore you with all this talking, and you'll see how the whole picture comes about. That looks like that's about the entire underpainting. I think I've got it where it makes sense to have. I want blue for the browns, yellow for the purples, green for the red cardinal, and most of him is some shade of red. I use actually a little bit of orange for the leaves, because I want the leaves to stand out a little bit that are in his body. So let me go. Let me go back into the colors, and I'll come back and talk a little bit longer. I expect I'm just have to go do some more inks on this after I'm done too. We'll see how it turns out. and pretty satisfied with the pencil layout. Next step is adding water to it. And you'll see when I hit this stuff with water, it starts to spread and blend really, really well. There's something I wanted to note. You know, obviously I use different greens for the leaves to make them stand out. Try to put purple into those. What was I going to point out? Oh, yeah, the rim lighting. I was trying to leave, not go right to the edge in many places to allow some rim lighting. Hopefully the water, when I add the water too, will help add to that or keep that rim lighting in place. Like I said, you'll see it right down here. I don't come right to the edge here. I don't come right to the edge at the top. That's what we mean by rim lighting. Okay, I'm going to get to the brushes. Go back into fast motion. I don't know how long this video is going to go. It'll be a longer one, but not super long, right? Right back. All right, I think I'm pretty satisfied. Let's see if I can get that in focus. Nope. All right, I think I'm satisfied. I'm going to go ahead and let that dry a bit because right now it's a little wet and it's curled just a tad. Go back in with my pen and maybe add some hatching in. And then scan into the computer. I might bump up some of the contrast with Photoshop. But this is basically done. Hope you've enjoyed it. I'll show the final version once I scan in and all that. Hope that, well, maybe I'll have you stick around for a little bit of hatching. Let me just come back one moment and I'll do some hatching with you. Alright, I'm going to do a little more pen work with it. I am limiting myself to a 0.1. That's all I've used so far on this. I'm going to try to see what happens if I keep myself only to that 0.1. It's kind of an experiment. I'm not really sure if I'm going to be comfortable with it when it's all over. But let's see. Yeah, there we go. Pretty happy. I'll drop it into Photoshop. Maybe amp up the colors just a little bit. The screen here, the webcam's not really catching all the green that's in here, so maybe by scanning it in you get to see it all. If you like it and you think you want it, I really don't have much need to keep it myself, so send me an email at 3am8cutopus, is the name of the channel, right, without a space, at gmail.com. The first email I get, I'll give it off to that person. I can put it in the mail, drop it off in the mail to them. Hey, cheers. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a little something or enjoyed spending time with me. If you like the video and you don't want the picture but you still like the video, just hit the thumbs up button. That helps other people find the videos on YouTube. Cheers.